the fuck did Leo get into this time? So Rin, also known as Galbanum, also known as the FCK Leaks Twitter account, got basically lured into a call in the Senate. And I'm gonna call it the Senate because that's basically what it is. And it will continue to be that way. I've heard bits and pieces of it. I do have the full call, but a majority of the first 3 hours is just conflict resolution, quote unquote. Am I only covering the ring call? Possibly, unless there's other stuff that happens. I've also gotten screenshots and statements from other people to go over. But here, I'll give a brief summary of what I know. So, they lured Rin in by saying, hey, this is going to be conflict resolution. We hear you want to work some stuff out with a friend. It's just going to be a talk between you and your friend. There's nothing suspicious going on. You can trust us. We've changed. And then, you know, they haven't. Literally haven't. But, what can you expect at this point? But, they managed to get Rin in there. Despite the fact that Rin is supposed to be offline, and if they were to get caught by their family being back on Discord and in Senate calls, they would have gotten in a lot of trouble, and I'll cover that in a second. But basically, during this call, Rin is literally hiding in the closet. I'll let Crystal talk while I'm setting shit up in the background. Hello. Whoa. Hello, Crystal.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm so sorry. Funny soundboard entrance. We love to
what?
see it.
Alright, can you...
Okay.
Guys, let me know if
on.
you can't hear Crystal alright, but I'll let you talk and say your piece, because you were there for some parts of the call.
Okay, so my understanding of the call, just to make it clear as day, is that I knew that there was a call going on with Vin. I set up the channel because I knew Vin was, quite sensitive, and I don't mean that in an offensive way. I just know that they can easily be triggered.
Mm-hmm.
So I set it up so they had a custom role where they couldn't see the chat and they could only hear people speak to them, because I thought it was going to be a short time and people were going to listen, and I didn't want people to make rude comments about Vin. So that was set up beforehand. I didn't know the premise of the call. I didn't know what was going to go on in the call or anything like that. With that being said, I jumped in and out of that call multiple times just to check, hey, it's all calm, no one's screaming, no one's shouting. Because again, if they're going to aim for conflict resolution, there's no need for shouting, there's no need for screaming. And again, I did do that. There was no shouting, there was no screaming, to my understanding.
Alright, anyway, keep going, Crystal.
Okay, yeah, all good. Okay, so, like I said, that was set up. The safeguards were put in place. I was there to just jump in and out to make sure that Rim wasn't getting shouted at. And then there was a segment where I was involved because I was planning to mention at the end of it, to Lio, what I didn't like about the call. I don't like how their father was mentioned so many times. I don't like how there was very hypotheticals thrown out, which couldn't really be answered on the spot, especially after a 4-hour call. But again, that was meant to be said. But there was a bit of information which was relayed to me within the call, being that Vin did not tell and or ask the FCK victims for permission to talk about their stories.
Right.
And as the person who helped Jibs with this when it came to Peaches and Lumi, that's kind of obvious, Crystal might not like this information.
Yeah,
if
that's
they get
understandable.
about it. Yeah, so I had a somewhat emotional response, no shouting, no screaming, just a, oh my god, I'm disappointed in you kind of reply. Mm-hmm. But I redact that now, going off the understanding that they were already confronted about this and this was already public knowledge.
Yeah.
In relation to the call. So I've already made a Twitter statement being like, hey, yeah, no, that's on me, that's my fault, I should have been more informed. I have also been told, you're probably going to reveal this in the stream as well, but I've also been told it was only meant to be a call between the person and Rin, and that no one else was meant to speak. I didn't know this. I wasn't informed about this. If I knew this, I would have shut up. I wouldn't have said anything. So, yeah, no, it's interesting. Even as a mod for the server myself, well, in quotations, mod, I'm amazed, if I'm being honest. So yeah, that's my clarification. I didn't really know what was going on. I tried to put in safeguards for Vin. I was there for Vin to make sure they weren't shouted at, but I did not know enough about Vin to protect them properly, and that's on me.